Hello, everyone. It is Andrew from MAO Magic, and today I have with me the Apple Watch Leather Loop. So this is going to be the first party bands directly from Apple. There's several that they have, like the Milanese Loop, Modern Buckle, Classic Buckle, the sports bands, a whole different assortment there, as well as the Leather Loop. So this is one of the more popular ones. This one and the Milanese Loop are kind of like the upgraded ones that a lot of people have been opting for. So we figured, okay, let's go hands-on and see how it actually looks and works in real life. There are not a lot of other bands like this, so there are a lot of kind of the Milanese loop style ones, as far as like that mesh band, like Skagen is known for that. But there are not a lot out there that are known for leather loops like this. So we're gonna go hands-on and see how it does. Actually, hold up. The first thing to note is it is very heavy. At least the box when it comes, you're surprising. It's a definitely larger box than the sports band and like the other kind of premium bands that they have. It's quite heavy, and it comes in the same kind of heavier box that the Apple Watch comes in, not the Sport or the Edition, but the stainless steel Apple Watch. The same kind of plastic case, which does add a lot to the weight. So it does have this fancy box here that you can use to store your band in when you're not wearing it. Just like the Apple Watch, the stainless steel Apple Watch, it has the microfiber inside of the box itself. So here on the top, it has Apple Watch imprinted, and then it also has it on the bottom as well. If you look underneath the band, you can see it has that tan or gray microfiber underneath as well. So we're going to go ahead and take out our band. We have the blue leather loop. It comes in 4 different colors, which I believe they have some funny names for them, but it's basically stone, light brown, bright blue, which isn't too bright, and then black. Now, even though this really does say bright blue, and it's a little bit hard to tell on camera, but I think it's a little bit more subdued than you would think in person. It's a little bit brighter here on camera, for filming purposes, but when it's on, it's more of kind of like a darker navy blue. Like, I really like it. It's not too ostentatious or loud. Like, it's a good blue. How about that? But I think it is a little bit more subdued than you would think here looking at this video, especially compared to like the walnut table that we have this on. So we're gonna go ahead and remove all the packaging, and this is what you're left with. You're left with 2 different parts. We ordered the medium band, and it comes in the 2 different sizes, a medium and a large. So we have the medium one here, and you have these 2 pieces. You have like the small piece, which goes on the top of the watch, and you have the large piece, which is like the loop part that goes on the bottom half. This is for the 42 millimeter. This does not come in a 38 millimeter. So for any of you guys who got this smaller watch, that is unfortunate. You will not be able to purchase this band. You'll have to go find a third-party option that I'm sure there'll be a plethora of out soon enough. So if you did not know already, the long part is completely filled with magnets. The smaller part here, none of this actually has magnets in it. There's one small magnetic part, but if you kind of feel along here, right there's the only magnet in the smaller half of this, which actually can still be a little bit annoying when you're trying to put this on and it kind of like sticks to it. But really, it's mainly just the long piece that's just completely full of magnets. Each one of those little rivets kind of in there, each of those is a magnet. So when it folds in half, it's not just the end holding, it's the whole thing. Each of those individual pieces is connecting. Here's Apple's fancy connector. It's like quick release system that they use for the watches themselves or for the bands themselves on the Apple Watch. You can see just that little middle piece moves in and out, and that's what allows it to lock into place when you slide this into position. Here on the smaller end, you can see it has this little chromed stainless steel insert where it's going to slide, and the same quick release component on the top as well. If you can see a little bit better from this angle, that's just how that locks in. When you do put this on, you really want to make sure it is completely in place. So here we have our Apple Watch with just a standard black sports band on it. So we're going to go ahead and show you how to remove these, which is it could not be much easier. You do not need any tools at all. Just press in here with your finger, maybe a little bit of your nail, but really just press in there lightly with your finger, and the band will slide right off. So we're going to go ahead and remove the top of this one. We're going to go ahead and remove the bottom as well and switch over to our fancy new bright blue leather loop. So now we have that removed. If you look at the two ends a little bit, they're slightly different. The silicone band here, it's all rubber at the end with like the metal inside. The leather loop has like that metal around the edge, which makes it, some people have reported that it kind of like not scrapes, I don't want to say scrapes, but it's a little tighter fitting compared to like the sports bands. But I did not have any issues at all when I was sliding it. It felt just as good as sliding one of the rubber bands in and out. Didn't make any difference to me. So to put these on, it's going to be the exact same thing that we did, but just in reverse. Make sure you put these on correctly. So this is going to be for a left hand. So my left hand here, we're going to have the digital crown on the right hand side, which means the longer loop piece will be on the bottom and the short piece will be on the top. So as you can see, I just slid this in, and you'll feel kind of a click or hear a click when it gets into position, and it will not be going anywhere. You can move it left and right, and it's stuck very firmly in place in the watch itself. So we can do the same thing on the top. You can see here it's both curved a little bit so it cannot come straight out, as well as locking in place with that little lever that we showed you earlier. So you slide it in. Make sure you slide it in straight or it will not go. It is a very tight fit, so you're not going to have any like wobbling around of these. Like, it's going to be on there nice and precisely. It's a very precise fit. If you don't have that in right away, it's going to slide. So make sure you check that it's not going to fall anywhere. You don't want your watch falling off your wrist. So here we have our loop attached. The one thing that's different about this one than the Milanese loop is this has the ability to completely come into two pieces. So as you can see, I had to loop this on. The Milanese loop stays like this. So when you have to take it on and off your wrist, you have to kind of slide it like this. But luckily, with the leather loop, it can completely come apart. So when you want to put it on, you can just put it on your wrist, slide it through, and lock it down. You don't have to try to wedge your hand in the loop itself while it's closed or while it's, connected like you do with the Milanese loop. So that's one big difference. I know a lot of people were not getting the Milanese loop because of that fact, that you have to make sure you have like a bigger size so you can get your hand in when it's actually trying to put on. So that is a concern for some people, because I was able to get like the smaller band here, the medium, which fits fine. But had this not come apart, then I probably would have had an issue trying to get this on every day. But that's it. It fits very precisely. Like the left and right of that, when it's folded over, there's no like sway a little bit. It's like literally perfectly lined up with the band beneath itself. It comes on and off very easily. Sometimes it's a little bit tricky without like scratching or using your nail to get like the end off, but grabbing from the sides or anything, it comes apart very easily. The magnets are very secure, and because it has kind of those I don't know what to call them, those ridges across, it makes it even more secure than the Milanese loop, which, while secure, can slide just a little bit more than this one can, because it's leather and not metal on metal, and because it has those ridges, it holds a lot better than the Milanese one does. Which, again, not to say the Milanese does not hold well, this just holds better. And since we're on the topic of the Milanese loop, and for some reason I'm just going to try to see how many times I can say Milanese in one video, it should be noted that this one is not waterproof at all. So the Milanese loop is going to be stainless and can go with you like in the shower. If you shower with your Apple Watch on, this one you would have to take off first, because it is leather and it would not hold up to that water like the like a metal loop would. So that is one thing to take into consideration if you're kind of debating between, I want to get a fancier band, but I'm not sure which. This band does retail for $150, which is not cheap at all, but with the Made for Apple Watch program, there's going to be plenty of others on the market soon enough, I'm sure. One little thing to note is they have this really fancy box. Like, it's a very fancy box, obviously not meant to throw it away. But why can't you put any other bands in it? Like, I know a lot of people had asked this. Why can't you, like, if I'm putting on the leather loop, can I store my other band in this box? No. Each of these is specifically made for the band. So the Milanese loop won't fit in here, the classic buckle, and modern buckle, none of them will fit. It's only made for the band that it ships with. So just kind of throwing that out there. If you're wondering if you could do that, you can't. If you have any other questions at all, make sure to throw them up in the comments. I will get back to you right away. Make sure to subscribe and follow me on Twitter. Other than that, I'll see you guys all next time.